There it is. ¿Qué pasa, campeones? My name is Diego, and this is the spot where we talk all things Barça. Last night saw Barça beat Sevilla in the first Spanish Supercopa played outside of Spain. Barça winning their 13th Supercopa. We're going to be discussing that. We're going to be... Hostia puta. Hold on a second. I'm hearing myself. The feed from my own feed come back to me. Hostia puta. Bueno, ya está. That's what it is. That's what you get. This is a live show. We're going to be discussing last night's match. We're going to be discussing the standout of the game, the name of the game. I'll be revealing that to you. That and a whole lot more. Your Q's and A's and everything up and around it. If you're new to this channel and you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Click that notifications button so you never miss out. Once again, welcome to D-Spot. Let's get this show started. Ah, yes. By the way, if you haven't already, make sure you drop me a little follow at the various social media outlets. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at This Is D-Spot. But enough of that. Let's get right into it. The match recap. Okay, if you're already following me on Instagram, you'll have seen probably my 1-minute full match recap in which I said that, yes, generally, I think we can be happy with what we saw last night. In the first half, Valverde came out with a 4-3-3 formation. Dembele on the left, which, of course, had to be exciting for all of us culés that want to see that formation and Dembele playing there. Like I said, in general, I was happy. Besides that Sarabia goal in the 8th minute after a bad Jordi Alba clearance or unfortunate clearance that put the Andalusian side ahead, I think Barça was dominating that game. It was clear from the possession, 80-20, something along those lines. And really, you know, the midfield trying to connect with the forwards. It wasn't until late into the first half that we really saw them connecting in a way that looked, you know, promising. Artur, of course, the architect in that midfield for me, the standout. So really, all in all, positive vibes. I said at the end of that first half, I said Sevilla cannot continue playing like this. We will win certainly because Sevilla was heavy packing, you know, the defense with a lot of players, heavy in defense, something we're used to see from my team, to be honest. And well, you know, the first half also, we got rewarded with that, you know, deserved, in my opinion, equalizer. A brilliantly taken Messi free kick, ricocheted from the goalkeeper to the palo and ended up in front of Gerard Piqué's feet, who just tapped in the 1-1. On to the second half, Valverde decided to change the formation. You guys probably noticed as well. Went from a 4-3-3 to a 4-4-2. I have to say, the standout for me, I mean, I might as well say it now, announce the name of the game, as I like to call the player of the game. For me, it was between Messi, Ter Stegen, and this guy, Dembele, who continued to show that he wants to be involved. He was active. He was not only actively seeking out his teammates, but actively being sought as well by Messi in particular. Messi passing the ball often to him, and that's what we want to see. We want to see not only the confidence be bestowed upon him by the manager, in form of continuous minutes, but also the you know, the players themselves. The players have to look for Dembele. They have to nurture him in that sense, and that's what they did last night. You'd love to see it. I certainly did. Of course, the highlight was that ridiculous goal. Something, unfortunately, I don't have the broadcasting rights to this. My videos get pulled down a little bit too often, but if I have to describe it in any sort of way, I mean, you guys will probably remember the show Benji, and if you don't, you know, Benji Oliver or Oliver Benji, if you don't, go and check it out. But it reminded me of, you know, those moments where they're just running down the pitch, endless pitch. The defenders are looking bewildered around him. Dembele defiantly stands in front of the defenders, cocks back his foot 180 degrees up in the air, just wallops the ball with all of his might. The ball whizzes past the defense. The goalkeeper even just stands there, looks at it, doesn't even move, because it already, before he knows it, that ball already hit the back of the net. And Dembele is the hero of the match. There's tears in Valverde's eyes. There's tears in Dembele's agent's eyes. The players rush to, salute him, greet him, give him a pound on the head and say, "Well done, my friend," while the Sevilla goalkeeper just sat there bewildered with, thinking, what the fuck was that? That's a little bit how I would describe that little incident, that goal, I should say, that fantastic goal of Dembele, that gives him hopefully that boost, that confidence that he needs. Not only he needs it himself, like I said, Valverde needs to give him and the players. It was good. I was happy that he started. I was happy that he played the 90 minutes. So that for me, the name of the game for me was Dembele, without a shadow of a doubt. Which leads me to the next section, the spot on or spot off. Okay, basically here what I tried to do is I tried to look back and see predictions that I made before the match, whether it's score or players playing, bad, good, whatever it is, or not. So in this case, I was both spot on with one of my predictions and completely off. I predicted that we would play a 4-3-3 formation. I'm happy, like I said, saying repeatedly that Valverde did come out with a 4-3-3. I think it shows that he is basically contemplating this formation, this style of play that we all want to see. Little disheartened to see him fall back to a 4-4-2 formation, but I guess he's just trying to figure it out right now. We are seeing that this Barca side is not only deep, it's really versatile, and that's the point that I'm trying to make right now. If the one thing that Valverde achieved last season was stability in the squad. Now, with this and the stability, unfortunately, that came in a 4-4-2 formation. What I hope to see, the evolution of Valverde's philosophy, is to find also the creativity. He certainly has the players for it, to come out with different types of 4-3-3 formation as well as 4-4-2, really depending on what the game needs. That's what Valverde will have to implement. It's a tough task because you're asking him to be extremely astute in locker room management, in managing the players' minutes, managing their confidence. There's a lot of players. Malcolm didn't play last night. Of course he didn't, because of the whole Sevilla basically threatening Barça to sue them, or para demandarlos, to claim that they had too many extracomunitarios in their plantilla. Is that the reason why Malcolm didn't play? Maybe, hopefully, probably. That said, there's the versatility and depth of the squad cannot be understated, really. I mean, we can have a front three from anywhere with Messi, Suarez, Dembele, Malcolm, Coutinho up top. In the midfield can be Rakitic, Busquets, Artur, Rafinha, Vidal, Coutinho, Riqui Puig, Denis Suarez, Alenya, Samper, Dembele as well, 4-4-2. I mean, depending on what Valverde wants, that is what he can now kind of start to mold. The challenge lies in exactly that: giving continuity, giving confidence, and getting the stability that he achieved at least last year. I'm very curious to see, guys, how he's going to do it. I think what we saw so far, we can be happy. Again, keep in mind that this is still preseason. A lot of the starters, of course, coming back from the World Cup, didn't have any kind of real minutes yet. So, mira, no sé, chicos. I know a lot of you will be asking me about Suarez. We're going to get to your questions next. But give it a bit of time. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I like it from Dembele. I like it from Artur. I was a little bit disappointed to see Artur be taken out instead of Coutinho, but that's when he switched to a 4-4-2, isn't it? So on to the Q's and days. The Q's and days. On to your questions, my friends. And I'm gonna try to be a little bit quick. You'll probably notice that I am changing up the formation or the structure of the show a little bit. Don't know if you can hear a little bit of the jazzy background, a little bit of jazz music or hip hop jazz, still hip hoppity. Okay, but so I'm trying to keep this sort of a structure. And now on to the questions. I won't be able to answer all of them, pero bueno, ahí vamos. Starting with Johnny Carlos. Actually, starting for El Kurdo Osman. El Kurdo Osman, the guy that hates me more than my mother or wife do. It's crazy. It's crazy, this guy. Anyway, I'm not going to give him any mentions to his questions because it's pointless. JC Johnny Carlos saying, I can't stand another season of Suarez being the undisputed starter. Well, that is really where I don't think he will. I mean, of course I want to see Valverde give continuous minutes to those that deserve. I'm not going to write off Suarez. I didn't do it last year. I didn't do it the year before. A lot of Suarez critics always when the season starts. But, you know, he puts in the goals throughout the season. So let's hold on, pump the brakes a little bit with the criticisms, because we know that Suarez is going to be banging in the goals, yes or no. Would I like him to take a Larson role if he keeps that big fat ass of his and doesn't lose the pounds that he's obviously gained over the summer? Yes, but I trust him to be up in form as the season progresses. So far for Dembele or for Suarez. Too fast for you saying Dembele played great. The man of the match. The name of the game. Oliver Benji style, without a question of a doubt. Kule Luke saying, do you think we can win the Champions League and La Liga this season? Kule Luke, I say it once and say it every season. I always do if we have Messi on the team. Messi, the best player out on the pitch. The name of the game I did give it this prestigious award to Dembele, but for me the best player on the pitch was, without a question of a doubt, Messi. He looks at home, he looks hungry. That is a good sign for us. We can always opt for any title, as long as we have Messi. Saji is saying, yes, caught you live. What's up? I waited in particular for you and all the other US audiences. I waited, normally I would broadcast a lot earlier, around midday Europe time. I'm broadcasting from Barcelona. Hold up. I waited for you, Saji, so you guys, the American audience, could catch the live show if you guys wanted to. So, good to see you on the show. What's up, boy? Taurin saying, Diego, ¿qué pasa, campeón? What's up? Brain surge. What's your opinion on Alba seeming to ignore Dembele whenever he plays on the left? Seemed it was last season as well. It's frustrating. Okay, so you make a good point, Brain Surge, and that's exactly what I was addressing earlier. It did seem that sometimes, look, what we want to see Dembele in is an attack mode. When I say that he was participating, he did look to se ofreció. He offered his services. He was available. He was connecting with the midfield, etc. But they didn't put him in the position, and you're right, except for Messi at least, but it didn't put him in that position where he can basically just attack the defenders, go one-on-one, run past them, do the things that he does, because he's so explosive. Those legs of his, pack a lot of power, pack a lot of speed, and that's what we want to see. So good point there. Absolutely, we need the players to put him in that position where he shines, especially in a 4-3-3 formation, man. Come on now, come on, vamos, coño. Semedo looked good too. A la Madrid, a good time. D-Spot loyal, he did. We could talk about Lenglet. Like I said, there's a lot still to be desired. I thought defensively we were sloppy. If I was happy with the offense, the way that the forwards in the midfield were connecting or trying to connect, I was less happy with the defense that just looked plain sloppy, to be honest. I mean, that first goal could have been prevented. I think Piqué maybe looking a little bit slow. I don't know. Certainly Jordi Alba, obviously the despeje, right? The clearance of the ball was faulty, pero bueno, se lo perdonamos. Ter Stegen as well, stopping a penalty that shouldn't have been, should have not have been. Anyway, back to your questions. You can dominate possession and press high in a 4-4-2. Of course, we can. Again, but depending on that line of four, right? I mean, if you're gonna have Rakitic, Busquets, Coutinho, and Dembele, you can. But are you gonna put in Vidal? Vidal, I would put him as a double pivot with Busquets, more of a defensive line in that sense. You know, I don't expect them to be pressing up that high of the pitch. So it really depends who that midfield is going to be made out of. That's what I'm saying. It's so versatile. We can do so many different things with this team, with this group of players. It's tough. It's a luxury problem, but it's a problem nonetheless. It's intent, not formation, is too fast for you. The idea that the matters formation does. The idea is what matters. The formation doesn't matter as much. Well, the formation really dictates how you perceive and go out and play the game. So, I mean, I agree that, look, Messi was supposed to be on the right. We saw him track to the middle plenty of times. Messi, as I think, is a little bit of an exception. Also used to playing the false nine, but used to playing really anywhere. But when it comes to others, you would want them to be disciplined in their positioning. Certainly, if Dembele does play the 4-4-2, you want him also to be tracking back and be defensive, have a defensive mind, and that's something that he struggles in. That's why formation for me is certainly an important aspect on how you read and interpret the game and how you confront it. Can you tell everyone misses these updates? Blowing up with questions. Saji, I'm not really sure what you're saying. How many minutes am I on? 15 minutes. Guys, I'm not gonna go on for much longer. Oof! I'm gonna keep this one. D-Spot is gonna be nice and short as of now on. I'm gonna keep it concise. I'm gonna keep it entertaining. I'm gonna keep it informative and also interactive. But I'm afraid I cannot take all of your questions like I usually do. So keep your questions. Give me a follow on. I'm gonna be doing. I'm just glancing over to some of the questions. Rutu is saying, "Will I do churros y tácticas?" I never stopped doing churros y tácticas, so I will be doing that. In fact, later today, I'll be on another podcast in a couple hours too. So follow me on Twitter. That's where you'll find me most, and Instagram as well. Be doing more live of these things, more videos. I don't know. I'm trying to figure a whole bunch of shit out and keeping it entertaining and everything. I know some of you guys were asking about La Liga Lowdown. I no longer form part of the La Liga Lowdown team, and good luck to them. But we decided it was best to part ways. And why is because I got a massive surprise coming for you guys, which I'll be able to reveal very, very soon. It's huge. It's why I got into this game. It's why I wanted to become a sports journalist. I'm fucking ecstatic. I'm super pleased. En fin, guys, esto es lo que hay. Keep commenting in the comment section below on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is, whatever it might be. Churros y tácticas up next. And mira, eso es lo que hay, mis amigos, campeones. This spot is back. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll be speaking to you very, very soon. Peace. Blowing up the spot.